Hi guys, we're going to get started in right about 2 minutes. Why don't you take this opportunity to get on the line and get anybody who's not already on the webinar, let them know we're going to start. Getting ready to do a great overview, and I'll be back in a moment. Hello, Secret Family. This is Tracy Covington over here in Perry Hall, Maryland. I'd like to welcome everyone to the webinar. I'm so glad that you could get online and be a part of what we're doing here tonight. I'd like to let you know that what we're doing tonight is having an overview about a very phenomenal company that somebody may have invited you on the webinar because they wanted you to see some information, or maybe because they know that you're looking to support their business, or maybe even looking to make a little extra money yourself. Well, what we're going to be doing tonight for about 30 minutes, a very short overview of Secret. Secret is a wonderful company. I'm going to talk to you guys about it here. I want to give you a couple of seconds to get anyone else who has not already gotten on the webinar. Please have them dial in. We've got some phenomenal information that we're going to be delivering tonight, and just want you to be connected. I'll give you just a couple more minutes. A couple of folks logging in. Oh, by the way, we have the ability tonight for questions and answers. You'll see it at the bottom of the screen. So we'll be entertaining those later on towards the end. So get started. So listen, I want to let everybody know who I am. I mean, I'm here, and you may not know who I am. I'm a silver agent in the marketplace here in Maryland. And so I'm not just a face on the screen that's talking to you guys. I want to kind of let you know a little bit about my story. My story is a little bit different than most folks because I don't have a hard luck, hard knock story. For me, Secret was just a real answer to a necessity in my life because I wasn't, I didn't have a hard luck story. I didn't have a lot of financial challenges. As a matter of fact, when I came across Secret, I was already making 6 figures in income a year. So, I wasn't really, didn't have that same motivation as other people did. But my motivation was kind of unique. I'll tell you a little bit about my story. I thought I was doing fine. I thought I was doing great. I was making 6 figures in income. I'm a network engineer by trade, and very, very happy. Thought I was actually piloting my own ship. I thought I was the captain of my own vessel. But what happened one day, which was really life-changing for me, was that my mother became ill, and right along that same time, my dad also became terminally ill. And it wasn't until I realized that I had to ask permission to be able to take off of work, to be able to take care of the people that I loved, that I realized that I was not the captain of my own ship. And that was a real eye-opener for me. So, fast forward to my involvement in the industry. And after the first, the first couple of months, got involved. And one of those months, I actually made $1,500 in my very, just getting started, just being a new person getting started. And, that's great for a part-time income. But here's the thing that hungry people will understand. I made $1,500 from a hospital room. I was actually in the hospital with my mother the entire month. And even though I was not able to participate in my own income because of what I had done, just really getting involved in a company and learning about leveraged income, I was able to make $1,500 while I was actually there taking care of my mother. And it was pretty significant for me. So once I realized that, I said, you know what, I'm not really a person who is in charge of my own destiny, because a grown person should not have to ask for time off to take care of someone that they love. I'm sure you guys will agree with that. So because of that fact, I said, well, I need to do something different. And Secret came along, and it's just been phenomenal ever since. So without further ado, what I'm going to do now is I'm going to get you guys started with the overview. Just a moment. I need to set this up real quick. Get this going. Let's see here. Okay, so we are Secret, guys, and this is the opportunity. This is the business that I'm here to talk to you about today. So who is Secret? Secret is actually an international luxury skincare brand that was founded around 2005. And we are a company that you may have heard of if you were in the mall at that time. For anywhere from 2005 to about 2013, you may have run across one of our kiosks, which you see here, which you see depicted here, very similar to the kiosks that we had in the malls. We had about almost 1,000 kiosks spread over 40 countries, and we actually brought skincare to the kiosks, to the kiosk outside of the big box stores and into the mall. We partnered with one of the world's largest, most respected manufacturers in the industry, a company that everyone I'm sure is familiar with, a company called L'Oreal. And we actually have done over $1 billion in product sales in 40 countries in a very short amount of time, which has been really phenomenal. And pretty interesting in the fact that skincare industry is predicted to grow from $200 billion to over $400 billion by next year, of all things. Now, I don't know about you guys, but in the industry where something is in the billions, it really warrants taking a look at it and seeing exactly what it's all about. So let's talk for a minute about our products. Secret products are amazing. They're phenomenal products. The formulation is actually a perfect blend of science and nature. And we have some of the most advanced technologies in skincare. I'll tell you about that here in just a little bit. We've got patented and clinically proven products that are in our skincare line, and they contain some really great things for you. Things like plant extracts, essential oils, Dead Sea minerals, things like that. And speaking of the Dead Sea, the Dead Sea is actually the lowest point on Earth at 1,300 feet below sea level, which is really interesting. It's interesting because 5 rivers flow into the Dead Sea and no water can actually flow out. So the only way that that water escapes the Dead Sea is through evaporation. Well, because of that fact, it deposits a high concentration of things like salt, of minerals. As a matter of fact, our products contain about 26 minerals in our product line, and the unique combination of these 12 exclusive minerals can only be found in the Dead Sea waters. It's over 33% salt content, and it's crazy because the Dead Sea actually is so salty that nothing can grow in it. That's how it came to have the name Dead Sea. And the thing about it, you guys should Google the Dead Sea because it's really interesting to look at the people floating in the Dead Sea, sitting up in the Dead Sea, reading a newspaper. As a matter of fact, if you threw a bowling ball into the Dead Sea, it actually would float because it's so very salty, which creates buoyancy and allows people to float. But the neat thing about it is, for some reason, way back in ancient royal times, Cleopatra actually was one of the well-known people for going to the Dead Sea, both her and the Queen of Sheba. Cleopatra in her journals actually chronologued that the Dead Sea was the reason for her beauty. And Cleopatra would actually travel for 60 days on camelback, of all things. Now you have to think about this. In the day when there was no cars, she would travel for 60 days to the Dead Sea, and that would be twice a year. That's 120 days round trip twice a year. Now, if the Dead Sea wasn't all that, I don't think that she'd be making that kind of a trip. It's known for its transformative properties for skincare benefits. People can go to the Dead Sea for all kinds of things, rheumatoid issues, respiratory issues, skin challenges, what have you. But the great thing about the Dead Sea is that it is the origin of our products. And here what we have is our body line of products. We have a full line of products specifically designed for taking care of your body from head to toe. And in particular, we have a product line that deals with your face, because we all know that the face is the calling card. Your face is your calling card. It's how people know you. And we always want to have the best representation. We take care of our faces. We do all kinds of different things so that we can have a good looking face. And you're about to be introduced to some of the best products that are on the planet here at Secret. We also have a line that's very special for a particular sect of people, particular demographic of folks. They're called the baby boomers. I don't know if you guys know about the baby boomers, but they're folks who are born between, let's just say that they've been around for a while. And the reason for the baby boomers was when the war was over, people came back from the war and they got busy having some kids. So that's where all the baby boomers have come from. Now, the thing about the baby boomers that's so important is that they are the largest demographic of people who actually are buying products and services in the economy. As a matter of fact, here's a number for you. For the next 18 years, 10,000 baby boomers will turn 65 every single day for the next 18 years. Now, that's a large population of people. The thing about baby boomers is that when they're turning 65, and what's the one thing that somebody doesn't want when they're turning 65? To look 65, of course not. So our age-defying products are infused with peptide technology, which stimulates the reproduction of collagen. And you'll know collagen because if you think about it, a baby has a lot of it and an old person doesn't have a lot of it. And what the representation or the thing that you know about collagen is it makes our skin elastic. It makes our skin puffy and bouncy. And that's why you want to pinch a little baby's cheek, because they have a ton of collagen. Whereas as you get older, sometime around the age of 25, 26, in that neighborhood, our bodies begin to produce less collagen. Now, why is that important? Because as your body produces less collagen, it actually gives you the appearance of expression lines and frown lines and thinking lines because you don't have as much collagen. The thing about our products is that they actually stimulate collagen growth to help minimize the appearance of smile, frown, and thinking lines. And it's ideal for those looking to prevent fine lines and wrinkles. It's really amazing. Here you see all 6 of our products in our age-defying line, and they are phenomenal. Let me just give you a demonstration, or actually an image here for you to see. Here we have a lady who's a real estate agent out in California, and we took her, we did the right side of her face. To you, it would be the left, I believe, as you're looking at the screen. And you'll notice that she has 1 bag on the one side and 2 bags on the other side. It's really crazy. This result was accomplished in 20 minutes. 20 minutes from the time we put the product on her face until we took the picture. It is amazing. And then we have this lady. She, this picture just really speaks volumes. She used all 6 of our anti-aging products for 2 months straight. And the picture on the right, your right, is the after picture. And of course, what she looked like before our products, I mean, it's just phenomenal. It's amazing. We were able to look at her, look at the changes in her face. She has more volume in her face. It's more filled out. It's more puffy. Her skin is more elastic. That's the amazing thing about the age-defying products that we have here at Secret. They're phenomenal. We also have another product. This is actually our flagship product. It's called the Recover Mask. Now, when I talked to you earlier about our technologies, this is one of the technologies that's in our Recover product. It's patented nanotechnology. And nanotechnologies, think of it as nanos as being the smallest particles that you can have that are actually available. So it would be like taking a grain of salt and shattering it into 1,000 pieces. That's how small nanos are. The thing about nanotechnology is that they do some fantastic things. And in our product, they actually provide dramatic results in as fast as 15 minutes. Now, before I show you the picture, I just want to explain to you that when you put Recover Mask on, it really forms very much like a net. And I like to say that it's a cast for your wrinkles. If you think about it, if you or someone has broken your arm, and the doctor will actually put a cast on your arm to immobilize it so that your body can naturally heal it. It just immobilizes it so that you're not going to do any more damage, but it allows some healing to take place. Well, imagine if you could put a cast on your wrinkles and allow the blood circulation to flow, allow collagen growth to happen. That's what our product does for you. Here's an example of a lady who, and I heard a good friend of mine said it went from crow's feet to hummingbird feet. Crow's feet on the left to hummingbird feet on the right. It's really fantastic. Now, this was as fast as 15 minutes, and our products are additive in nature, so the more you use them, the better the results will come and the longer they'll last. You know, we have a tremendous gap in the industry of skincare because there is no product other than our product that you can actually use on your neck to reduce the appearance of fine lines and wrinkles. Here you see an example of that. And again, as fast as 15 minutes. It's crazy. Here's a lady who has some lines around her eyes, also in her cheek or her jowl area. If you notice, if you can, hopefully you can see that she's got some challenges here. And in as fast as 15 minutes, we took her from the picture on the left to the picture on the right. And these pictures, guys, you have to realize these pictures are taken like with the cell phone camera or iPhone camera or something like that. I mean, it's fantastic. We can show you pictures for days. Now, this one was really dramatic, and the story behind it is so amazing. This lady actually had gastric bypass surgery. And you know, when you have gastric bypass surgery and your body shrinks really, really fast, your skin doesn't necessarily have time to catch up. And this is an example of a woman who was really distraught with the fact that she had made the choice to have gastric bypass surgery because she actually had some skin issues because her skin lost its elasticity because her body actually shrunk. Well, as fast as 15 minutes of using our Recover Mask, we were able to return the elasticity of her skin, tighten her skin, and we did it as fast as 15 minutes. It's crazy. Trust me, guys, our products have wow factor results. And we can show you before and after pictures all day of people who have wrinkles, who have challenges, who have all kinds of issues with their skin. But, you know, one of the reasons we show you those pictures to make you understand, guys, that it's not about, it's not necessarily about you. It's really about if you find out where the masses are going or what the masses want, and you can actually get there first and sell tickets, you're going to make a lot of money. Another way to look at it is the fact that if what most people want as their hobby or something that they have a concern over, you want to make that your business. Whether it applies to you or not, it applies to a massive amount of people who are spending money over for something like skincare. It's really amazing. So we transitioned into relationship marketing. And just so you understand, we were in 40 countries in kiosks in the mall in 40 countries. And we had done up to that point $1 billion in sales. But because everything these days is going to relationship marketing, referral marketing, it is the wave of the future. It's actually here today. And we converted we're in the process of converting our 40 countries into relationship marketing. And the timing could not be better, guys. Imagine we're already in 40 countries. And if I told you we had already converted in 40 countries, you know, you might be like, okay, well, what's left for me because you've already converted? But listen, We are only in 6 countries right now. We still have 34 additional countries that we're converting into relationship marketing. And the people who get involved today and beyond are going to be the people who benefit from that transition. Now, our products are sold directly from the manufacturer to the consumer. And if you look at this picture here, normally you have products and they have to, in order for them to be distributed, they have to go through a global distributor, a local distributor, and a retailer. But what if we could just actually take those folks out of the picture and allow you to be the person that takes the products from manufacturer to consumer? All the money that was spent on all of that would actually be available to create a brand new model, which is what we've done. And here's the thing, guys, because of the fact that we've eliminated these middlemen, not only have we been able to reduce the cost of the products, in most cases discounted up to 60%, but we're also able to pay a substantial commission to people who get involved with our company. You know, it's a better value to the consumers, and it creates a major profit to you because the agents sell the products at least half price, and we get to share the wealth with our agents. It's phenomenal. Relationship marketing, let me just talk to you about the relationship marketing industry for a moment. The relationship marketing industry is a $166 billion global industry. I mean, globally, right? Globally, we're talking about the entire globe. It attracts billionaires such as Warren Buffett, Richard Branson, and people like ex-President Clinton, Donald Trump, all these different kinds of folks. And see, here's the significance of relationship marketing. You can Google this. Donald Trump was actually on The Tonight Show. And Jay Leno had asked him, he said, listen, Donald, if you had it to do all over again, if you lost it all again, and because Donald Trump has actually lost millions twice already. And he asked him, if you were to do it again and you had to rebuild again, how would you do it? And he looked out into the audience and said, hey, listen, I would first of all get involved with a relationship marketing company in the early stages. And I would build and build and build an organization so I could have residual income and passive income. And do you know that the people in the studio audience laughed at him? And here's the cool thing. He looked directly at them and said, well, that's why you guys are out there in the audience and I'm up here on stage. Because I know what I'm doing and I'm Donald Trump. And I mean, it adds so much credibility to it. You know, we have over 90 million people worldwide that participate in distributors. That's about 1 in 10. That's about 1 in 10 people who get involved in relationship marketing. It's 1 in 10. It's like 1 in 10 per household. It's crazy. Relationship marketing is not only the wave of the future, it is actually here today. Seriously. There are all kinds of advantages to you as well. For example, you can start up your own business. The startup cost is extremely low. I mean, if you think about something like McDonald's, it takes $1.5 million, I'm sorry, million with an M, $1.5 million to actually get started with something like McDonald's. Now, we know McDonald's is a very lucrative franchise. As a matter of fact, they set the bar for franchising. It's really amazing. But the cost of entry is so incredibly high. If you think about having that kind of business and not having to wait 5 years to get back your return on investment, then you want to look at something like Secret because our startup cost is so incredibly low. And I'll tell you about that here in just a few minutes. Also, tax benefits are amazing. I don't know if you guys realize this, but the tax code, there are 2 tax codes in the world, 2 tax codes in the United States. There's the tax code where we participate in if we are a single entity as an employee, a W-2 they call it. And then there's the other tax code, which is for 1099 or business owners, or there's lots of different ways to categorize it. But here's the thing that's so important. 70% of the tax deductions that are available to us are available to the business owner. They're not available to the individual W-2 person. You know, and just for that reason alone, it's enough to get started in your own business. It's phenomenal, some tremendous benefits there. Also, you have unlimited income potential. See, here's the thing, guys. If you are an employee, like I was an employee, You were actually trading your time for money. The problem with that is one of those resources is it's exhaustible. You can't create more time. So if you need to work more, you have to have more time with which to work more. Isn't it a better thing to do if you could have leveraged income where you actually are working with other folks who are contributing to your income? You know, a mentor of mine says, I'd rather have 1% of 100 people's time rather than 100% of my own, because it allows you to actually spread out the time, and it's a multiplier as opposed to addition when you're adding to your income. It's phenomenal. Here at Secret, we actually have 5 ways to build wealth. 5 ways, and I'll go over these really, really quickly. The first one is called retail commission. You can earn up to $150, 150% profit. And here's an example. We have something called the nail care kit. The nail care kit sells for $49.95, or basically $50. As an agent, you purchase it for $20. Guess what the difference is? $30, and that's just profit to you. It's amazing. It's amazing that. So what if you need $300? Go ahead and sell 10 nail care kits at retail. Now it's up to you how quickly you do that. Do you need $300 in a month? Do you need $300 in a week? Do you need $300 today? Go out there and market those nail care kits at retail. And this is only one of the 5 ways that we get paid. Our next way is called the VIP/elite customer commissions. And it's phenomenal because you have the ability to get paid on the products for people who have decided to take on a skincare regimen, who've decided to be monthly consumers of the product. And the cool thing about it, guys, is that we're not creating a new buying habit with our customers. You know, people already buy soap, they buy lotion, they buy shampoo, they buy skincare, you know, and all we're doing is saying, hey, instead of using the stuff that isn't working for you, we're going to introduce you to something that actually does work. And it's pretty phenomenal. So here's an example. We have 20 agents, or we have an agent who has 20 VIP or elite customers who purchase about $70. Basically, you're going to earn about $200 in residual income from the activity of those customers that you have. And the neat thing about it is you only have to introduce them to the product one time. Think about it. Maybe you guys are using the same deodorant that you were using, that you've been using for years. How many times did somebody have to actually sell you on that deodorant? You bought it once, you used it once, and it worked, so you continue to buy it. Nobody has to come up and resell you on deodorant. Another way we have to get paid is our global VIP elite customer pool, and I'll just make it really simple for you. We have customers all over the world, and because those customers are buying, any agents who help with the customers, getting customers, acquiring customers, helping to sell them product, they have the ability to earn money based on all the customer sales, and it's really phenomenal. It's actually like extra money. Then our third way of getting paid is something called team commissions. Now, which would you rather get? Would you rather have 10% being paid on 10%, or would you rather be paid 15%? You know, most people say they'd like to get paid on 15%. Well, that's how it works. If you get started with us, we build 2 teams, an A team and a B team. And here's an example showing you how our team building works. If each agent in this example acquires 20 VIP customers with an average purchase of about $40 per month, they would earn approximately $10,000 in monthly residual income. Monthly residual income. Now that's amazing because we're talking about building a team here. Now that residual income, because you've built your team, you're going to have this. But you know what? Let's be a little conservative here. Let's just say if you blew this deal and you were horrible at it and you only had a 10% success rate. This is a 100% success rate at 10,000, but let's say you only had a 10% success rate. That would be $1,000 monthly residual income. Now think about that for a moment. If you had $1,000 that came into your bank account because you worked one time and you didn't work again, and that money just came in over and over and over again, could that change your life? Could that change your family's life? Could that change your legacy? I think it could. Now, I will tell you there's one drawback to this team commission, and it's that we limit you at earning $25,000 per week. Now, 25,000, and I'm saying this somewhat facetiously. $25,000 a week is actually $1.2 million per year, and that's just this one form of income that we have called team commissions. Now, leadership check match is actually my favorite form of income because you earn dollar for dollar a 20% check match on the people that you help to lead in the business. And here's an example. Let's say you get started and you're excited. You tell two friends, and maybe you tell one, Sally, at the top, and Sally's excited, and she's like, oh my gosh, you helped Sally become a leader. Sally earns $1,000 in team commission, but because you helped her along the way, the company is going to send you, in addition to sending her $1,000, they're going to match that and send you $200. Then you have a gentleman down here. Let's say it's my friend Ben Bradshaw. Ben's out there doing the deal, and you sponsored Ben. You helped him become a leader. Ben's out there killing it, man. He's making $10,000 in team commissions, and because you introduced him to the business and you helped him become a leader, you're getting a $2,000 match for the income that he's making. They don't take any money away from him, but they actually match his income. So with these two people, you'd be earning $2,200 in check match for activity that was happening while you were not there. That's the important thing. You might have been, like my story, you might be at the hospital with a loved one. You could be out at a beach somewhere, but it doesn't matter because what's happening is you were the one that sponsored these individuals and you helped them become leaders in our company. Our final way of getting paid is something that we have two. You see here, this is your 4-week Drive Your Dream bonus and your one-time rank advancement bonus. First, I want to talk to you about the rank advancement bonus, which is here at the bottom. This happens as you advance through the ranks in our company. Royale, it starts off with a $500, and these are one-time rank advancement bonuses. You know, so you hit the rank that week, you get paid that week. You know, it goes from $500 all the way up to $1 million in team commission, in rank advancement bonuses. And just so you know that this is possible and or believable, I want to let you know that in our company, in less than 4 years that we've been doing relationship marketing, we've got 2 people who've already hit the $1 million, it's called Crown Royale, the $1 million rank advancement bonus, okay? Now that's great, but it's one time. Now, you know, the neat thing about Secret is that they also offer you a every 4-week Drive Your Dream bonus. Now we say, excuse me for just a second. Drive your dream. What is your dream? You know, some people say they want a Ferrari. Some people say they want a Yugo. Some people say they want a moped. Some people say they want a Segway. But here's the thing. We don't force you to take on a brand new car payment because most people already have a vehicle of some sort. So wouldn't it be better if we just gave you cash every 4 weeks because you had qualified for a certain rank and maintained it? You know, maybe your dream is to drive your kids' education and pay for college, cash. Maybe your dream is to finance a vacation. Maybe your dream is to put a bunch of money in the bank. Maybe your dream is to buy a tractor. You know, you never know. But here's the thing. It's about having the flexibility and the vehicle that allows you to be able to take advantage of some of these amazing compensation that we have in our comp plan. Guys, I'm telling you, I don't know if you know anything about relationship marketing or other companies in the industry, but there is not a better paying company out there than Secret. We actually pay about 65 cents on the dollar, if you can believe that. It's phenomenal. Getting started with Secret is really easy because you have a couple of choices. You can be a customer. Now, some of you folks on the webinar are doing this just because a friend asked you to do it and you're actually supporting them. So that's great. We ask you to be a customer. Go ahead, buy a mud soap from your friend. Enjoy the retail benefits. Get some great products. I'm telling you, if you've never had an opportunity, if the person who invited you on this webinar has not given you products to try just yet, you need to bug them. Because once you experience the Secret products, your life will change. I promise you that. Become a VIP or elite customer and receive over $50 off of the retail price. You know, it's amazing. You can get awesome products for less than you currently are paying for the same products that don't work as well. I'm not sure if you understand that. but it's amazing. 50% off of the retail value, and you earn free products. As a secret customer, retail customer, VIP customer, you actually can earn free products. Your other choice is to become a secret agent. You know, and some folks I know, there are some guys that are just like, hey, I want to do this just because I want to say that I'm a secret agent when I'm out, you know, meeting a new woman or something. Say, well, what do you do? Well, I'm a secret agent. I can't tell you. Position yourself to early to profit. Guys, I want to point out to you that most companies fail within the first 3 years of going into a new venture, of being a new company. We are going into our 4th year and we are going strong. Do you guys realize that we are the #1 company in direct selling? In 2000, our growth was more than 100% increase. We went from being number 77 to #1 this year. And I'm telling you guys, it only explodes from here. You know, if you've never had the opportunity to be in the right place at the right time, I want you to remember this webinar, because this is the point at which you can say you were truly at the right place at the right time. It's up to you whether you take advantage of it or not. It's not up to me, it's up to you. You get to share products and help others share their product as well when you are a secret agent. It's fantastic. And trust me when I tell you, if you're an employee currently, how many people are actually contributing to your income? I would imagine it's probably just you. By that I mean, if you show up, you get paid. If you don't show up, you don't get paid. Well, the neat thing about becoming a secret agent is you have the ability to build a team to help with your income. You know, wouldn't it be great if you had so many people on your team that were out there trying to build their own dream, delivering the goods, delivering secret products to people, that if you took a day off, your check didn't take a dip. You didn't have to take a leave of absence. You didn't have to ask for permission to take off work or something like that. You know, it's just crazy. And Secret does everything else for you. Imagine having access to Secret opportunity whereby Secret does everything for you. Back office, training, everything. And I'm gonna talk to you about that in just a second. To get started with Secret, it's only $49 to get started. And we have $49 to get started to get you your website, to get you your training. And that's $49 for the entire year. We don't nickel and dime you to death with the website fees. Now, I want to talk to you about the starter sets, because you know, if you're going to open up a hamburger stand, what's the one thing that you have to have? You have to have hamburgers. You have to have the product for which you are selling or what you want people to consume. And we actually have 4 options for people to become secret agents. Now, I don't even want to talk about the basic set, because we know people who are getting on this webinar are not interested in testing the waters or trying, you know, put their foot in the water. We're talking about people who actually want to make a substantial income or free themselves. Now, our most popular kit is the premium kit at $550. It's $1,300 worth of product, and it is enough for you to actually engage with people and give them a full regimen of products and a full experience with Secret. Then our next 2 kits are Secret Agent and the Professional. Now, I'll tell you about both of these kits. They're both special in one fashion. If you sign up and become a partner up with us at Secret, and you choose a special agent or a professional kit, you will actually start off making 50% more in your team commissions. 50% more. Instead of 10%, you'll get 15%. Additionally, do you remember I talked to you about that check match? Well, if you select either one of these 2 kits, you'll actually be participating in check match from day 1. We code you with the appropriate level for you to be receive check match. And it's phenomenal, because which is better, no check match or a check match at 20%? You know, it just makes sense. The 1450 kit is $3,700 worth of product, and it contains our anti-aging, our entire anti-aging line, as well does the Professional at $1,600, which is $4,234 worth of product. So, you know, we say get in where you fit in, but you know, it's just like everything else in life, guys. Everyone has to start somewhere, but you don't have to finish there. You know, we want you to get in where you fit in, but the goal is to make sure you have all the products that you can present the products and the experience to anyone who has a challenge. So just want to let you know that that's our products. And please get with the person that invited you on this webinar. They can talk to you about this in much greater detail. My job is just to give you an overview of the information, and hopefully you've gotten a good picture of this. You know, we have training and support, online training, conference calls, webinars like this, which is called our Secret Academy. We have international conventions. And trust me, if you want to be successful in a business, you really want to get all the possible training that you can, because you want to be in business for yourself, but not by yourself. You don't want to have a situation where it's just you and you're the only person and you're out there on an island. That's why in the secret community, we don't do that. Here's an example of some folks who are really just rocking it out. We have folks, one gentleman who was a go-kart track attendant. We have John and Tiffany Malott, who are in the picture here. John was a janitor. Tiffany was a jelly maker. We have a guy who was a Korean pop star, for God's sakes. I mean, we even have Anthony Pettis, if you can believe that, the kickboxing champion. And you have to imagine that people who get this understand that if their income comes from A, their talent, B, from just them working by themselves, or C, from some other thing that is not going to be sustainable, it is so much better to have leveraged income and to be able to create income for yourself through something like a team. So guys, listen, I just wanted to thank you so very much for being on the webinar with me today, because it's really been a great experience to share this information with you. But I will tell you, one thing I want you to do is please get with the person who invited you on the webinar. Get them to answer your questions. Please do. It's really important. If you have some questions, you don't want to leave this webinar and go ask somebody who hasn't seen the information or somebody who's broke. I went and asked my Uncle Dixon. I asked him, about an opportunity like this. He said, "Oh, don't worry about that. I tried one of those things in the 80s and it didn't work." But then I thought about it. I thought, Uncle Dixon is broke. So why should I listen to him? Why not listen to somebody who actually is participating in something that is giving them a financial benefit, as opposed to listening to somebody who is going to borrow money from me, of all things? That's crazy. Listen, guys, it's been a pleasure to provide you with this information today. And please, again, like I said, get with the person who invited you on this webinar so that you can have all your questions answered. We're going to take a very short break, probably about 20 minutes, and we're going to get started back with the actual training for Secret Academy. It's a really great topic. I'm sure you guys will want to get some really great information. It's talking about presenting, how to present the information. And what we're going to do is we're going to take about a 15, 20-minute break. I'm gonna get started back at 8:05, and I'll see you then. Thanks. Hi guys, we're gonna get started here in about 30 seconds. Just want to give everybody time to digest their food and get themselves situated again. We're gonna have a really good session tonight. We're gonna talk about probably something I would consider to be one of the fundamentals, some of the basics. And we've got some information to cover in the slides, but I want to also give you a little bit extra, something a little bit extra to help kind of give you a little bit of an edge over over some folks who aren't getting this training, we'll just say. Okay, give you a couple more seconds to get people in place, make sure that we're set and good, ready to go. It's an exciting topic. So those of you that are just coming back, welcome back after hopefully you had a really good Shabbat sort of dinner together. I think it's really good that we're doing this platform. We have everybody in houses all over the country, actually, different parts of the East Coast, West Coast, North, Midwest. It's good that we're all able to kind of fellowship together. And it's great because it's a technology that allows us to fellowship together, be together, and also strengthen this secret community together. So I'm really excited and happy about that. So tonight we're going to be talking about purpose. And when people traditionally think about presenting, they think about standing in front of a podium and giving information and being able to be a great orator or a great person who speaks. But in secret, it's a little bit different. It's not that we want to be able to be a person who has great talent and great skill. The thing in secret that's so amazing is that you really want to do one, something that's duplicatable, and two, you want to do something that when a person sees you do it, they will say to themselves, I can probably do that, But if we make it too difficult or too complicated or too hard, or we make it where it's based off of our own time, probably shunning the people that could really excel at this business. So I wanted to start off by letting you know that first off and telling you, you really should just, well, let's go into the training. How about that? And we'll get started with that. So we're going to learn about presenting with a purpose. And again, just remember, we're talking about presenting the secret information, whether it's the opportunity, whether it's, it's secret. So first we'll talk about four money-making activities that exist. One is inviting. The other is presenting, which is the one we're going to talk about. And then, of course, we have launching and training, which you're actually involved in a training right now. And if there are any new agents on board, this is, around the same, it's around the same, the same subject matter. And then, of course, we have promoting, right? So these are the four money-making activities. We're, again, going to focus in on the skill of presenting. So developing a new skill actually takes time to do. No one is really a natural at it. And I'll give you an example. One of the things, for your notes here, is it's okay to copy, to plagiarize, to borrow from someone else. I listened to an excellent, excellent presentation today, and some of the information that I'm delivering to you is stuff I copied from someone else, because we don't have to reinvent the wheel. All we have to do is really just, practice. And in order to practice, you want to actually practice. In order to practice, you have to do the activity, and to accelerate your learning, you should always have a voice recorder or a journal. Now, these are very simple things, but I will tell you, the people who are actually out there doing the deal, that are making money, that are actually doing it, they are not talented as much as they are deliberate and word I'm thinking of, continuous. They will actually go and continue to persistent. They're persistent with what they do. Brain's dying on me here for some reason. You can actually do a lot of your own practice by turning your car into Drive Time University. I mean, I know a lot of agents are the same way. I don't listen to music unless it's tied together with some kind of personal development. Maybe do a remix. But the great thing about this is you can listen to presentations in your car while you're driving. And what happens, guys, let me just point something out to you. One of the things that I discover people do most is they're afraid to adopt brand new phrases and words that they've heard from other people as if they're their own. There is nothing wrong with, as soon as you hear somebody say something like, it needs to be duplicatable. From the moment you hear those words, you can start saying it needs to be duplicatable and transfer that information to your newest agent. It's very possible. And the best way to learn is by just doing. It's just, you have to do it. The time will never be right to start presenting. So you should start presenting right away. And I could not reiterate to you more. Antonio Simpkins and I were talking, and we had a session where we were both sitting down, and he was presenting to me what he does at a party, and I was presenting to him what I do at a party. And we got some great notes from each other. And do you know that as soon as I got that information, I immediately incorporated it into my presentation. It's just what you do. It's just what you do to be successful. There are two presenting methods that we have. One is the Wow Party, and the other is the 5 and 5, which I know you guys know. Wow Party is actually the foundation for what we're going to do. It is actually the best way to build your secret business. Now, a lot of people will say, well, why is it the best place to build your secret business? Because it's the only place where you can share the full product line and the opportunity. Even if you're doing a 5 and 5, you're not giving them everything. You're not getting everything to them. And you'll have to figure it out based on the time that's available to you, the time that's available to your prospect or your prospective customer or your prospective agent, I should say. But the products will do the heavy lifting here. If your mantra is not the star of the show are the secret products, then you're missing the boat. The star of the products is not the information that you give. And I'll give you a perfect example. You know that we have successful agents in secret who are deaf. And in some cases, I've actually seen a gentleman named Don do a product demonstration. He was deaf, and the person he was presenting to was actually a speaking person or a non-deaf person. I don't know if I'm saying this correctly, but anyway, and all he did was put the products on him and kind of got the guy to talk about what he was feeling, and worked into a great engagement. But the products are the star of the show. It's got to be the products are the star. And it's very, very simple to do when you are having a party, because you set the party up. And I so encourage you guys, practice your parties. Practice your parties. If you have a no-show, if you have people who don't show up to your party, do not waste that opportunity. Do not waste that opportunity, because that's going to be part of your part-time engagement. If you say that I'm going to work this business for 10 hours a week, make sure that you work it for 10 hours a week, honestly, and make the time valuable. Don't squander the time. Make sure that you actually do the effort and get the work in when you're doing your wow party. It's easy to get friends and family to your home. You guys already know this. It is absolutely the most duplicatable way to build. Now, I will caution you here and tell you it is the most duplicatable way to build, but it's only the most duplicatable way to build if you learn it properly. And I would say learn it properly by going into your back office. The best source for this is the back office boot camp area. It's the best possible way, and it ensures that it's duplicatable. I would recommend that you not try to tell your agents how to do a party until they have watched the videos about wild parties in the boot camp back office. That's the first thing. The second thing is you absolutely have to make sure that they understand all the steps, that you understand all the steps, and that you do the same thing over and over again. You know, being wealthy is boring, especially when you're doing the same thing over and over and over again. However, that is the thing that builds your wealth, and it builds your confidence, and it builds your business. You know, the wild party is actually the perfect way to share the community. Just like tonight, those of you that are in a house where you're watching this webinar training and you're participating in the community, a wild party can be just as moving. It can be just as community oriented. All you have to do is actually execute it as such. It's perfect for wild parties, perfect for close friends and families. And I would suggest that you guys look at the invitations in the back office. There's also a great invite that Casey Call did. If you just YouTube Casey Call, and that's the letter K, the letter C, and then the word call, and do secret invite, it will come up with a great invitation. He talks about going to, maybe if you were going to have somebody go on a cruise with you, who would you want to invite? It's just a really smooth, not a weird way of inviting. It's really pretty amazing. I love that, and I've used it before, and it's worked very well. A wild party is great because it allows you to say the same words one time, but to reach multiple ears at the same time. You know, if you had to have 10 people and you had to go and do 10 presentations, it's going to take you 10 times as long as it would to do just the one presentation and allow everybody to hear you in the setting of a wild party. It gives a full product experience. Of course it does. And I can't tell you this enough. I would strongly encourage that you guys watch in the back office the wild party examples, the demonstration of how to do the mask, the demonstration of how to do the hand care, how to do foot care, how to do the moisturizer. I mean, it's amazing because your objectives really are just straightforward. It's that you want to lead with the products. You want to lead with the products, and once you've led with the products, it's a natural transition to enroll customers and agents. You know, and I will admit, there's a little bit of skill required here, but what happens is as you do it, you're going to learn. Make sure you have a sponsor watch you or work with you when it comes to enrolling agents and customers, because you're in business by yourself. You're in business for yourself, but not by yourself. It's really important that you keep that in mind. And of course, now I would say this is the #1 goal from a wild party, is to book more wild parties. And trust me, guys, if you are not doing this, your funnel has less people in it than having more people in it. If you are booking more parties from wild parties, then set a goal. Set a goal to book 3 wild parties from every wild party. If you do that, you will never run out of people to present to, because what you're doing is you're hosting. You're having that person host the party. And here's a tidbit. I'm going to give you a little tidbit here that I learned from one of my fellow agents, is that when you're going to have somebody host a party, if you feel like it would be useful, maybe sit down with them and do a little 5 wows in 5 minutes with them, or maybe give them exposure to the products. Because a lot of times when people say they're going to host a party for you, if they've never been at a party, they don't have the right frame of mind of what they feel or what they understand a party would be. So I've done that before, and I'm going to do it a lot more now, because I understand the success rate goes up if it's like you're a team. The host is a team. The host is a team member with you. You're the expert. They're the host. You guys are working together. They're working together to get maybe more product. You're working to get build your business, and just really bring secret out for everybody to know more about. It's really an amazing way to do it. So of course we all know that preparation is the key to success. I mean, I don't know about you guys, and I've always heard, you know, people say, oh, I'm just going to wing it. Well, if you wing it, you're probably not going to get as good a result as if you actually prepare yourself. Part of the preparation is to have your secret weapon. Excuse me. And what's your secret weapons? M4, recover mask, thermal moisture mask. You guys can name some of those things. Like what? What are some of your secret weapons? You know, you guys understand that you have to have the products. You have to have the products. And that's one of the things when you go, I'm telling you, when you go into the back office and you look at the secret agent boot camp area and it talks and you see Casey and Elena Call presenting these products, I'm telling you, it gives you a whole new perspective on it. It also helps you kind of recenter yourself and understand exactly what you should be delivering. You need to have a premium or special agent kit because those are where your secret weapons exist. You have the full green line, you have the recover mask, you have the men's line, you have all the lotions. You know, if you're not prepared with the kit, you're going to not be able to have an effective, not an effective party, but as effective party as you could if you had all the products. So you need to make sure that you empower your agents to understand why they should get a special agent or a premium kit. It's not because we want to sell more product. It's because if you have, and I'll use everybody knows my donut shop analogy, you know, and I've asked this question to a lot of people. You know, if your favorite donut is strawberry frosted glazed donut, and that's your favorite, and you walk into a donut shop and you ask them for strawberry glazed donut and they don't have it, it doesn't matter what excuse they give you. It does not matter because they can tell you, you know, the truck didn't deliver it or we don't order that kind or whatever. All that matters is that's what you want and you're going to leave and go to another donut shop. Well, it's the same thing if you're trying to engage somebody who has severe wrinkles on their face and you don't have a recover mask with which to show them. You know, you can show them all the pictures in the world, but there's nothing that replaces the magic of seeing their own wrinkles on their face disappear. There's nothing that replaces that. It's amazing. You know, schedule your wild party as soon as possible. And here's what I tell you. When you get a new agent started, if you are connecting them with S4S, which we all should be doing because that's the secret system, they're going to need to have scheduled that first week 2 wow parties. And then the second week, it's 2 more wow parties. And the third week, it's 2 more wow parties. Now remember, the first 2 wow parties generally are going to be their wow parties, but subsequent wow parties absolutely can be wow parties from their agent or people on their team that they plug into or assist with. You know, but you want to make sure that you are actually scheduling wow parties as soon as possible. The way that you indoctrinate them, if you will, to this is by telling them about S4S during their blueprint. You want to go through the blueprint with them and establish their grand opening or their first party within the first 7 days. And you know what? I would say don't wait 7 days because you've already wasted, of the 28 days you're going to have, you've already wasted an entire week if you let it go until the seventh day. So make sure that you're in there. Be intentional, guys. Be intentional when you're doing this, when you're actually setting people up. You know, in the second party, this is actually outdated information because if you're following S4S, you would actually do the first 2 parties. You'd have 2 in 1 week and then 2 the next week and then 2 the following week. So I apologize for that. But you definitely want to communicate the value. You want to urgently communicate value to your prospects. Because what's the difference between value and cost? Cost is what people think about when you haven't shown them the value as to why they should do something or why they should pay something. You know, it's not what it costs, it's what it can do for you. It's what it can benefit you. It's what the benefit of these things that provide the value is what you want to talk about. Also in your blueprint, build your list. You're going to be building your list. Now, to build your list, okay, I'll put these up here, but I want to let you know something, okay, about this information before I go past it. First of all, you should never have someone build their list without your assistance. When you're working with somebody to build their list, they don't have the same idea of building a list that you have. I've seen it time and time and time again when working with a new agent. When you tell them to build their list, you have got to, we didn't do a training on building your list. Because if you sit down with somebody and you have them take their phone, or you work with them and you go through, you're going to be able to have them to talk to them, to communicate with them about starting with their close friends and family. You're going to help them understand how to expand the warm market, how to work through getting your warm market. I think the best illustration of this that I've ever seen was when talking to somebody about building their list. The person who was talking to them said, listen, you know a ton of people. And they go, well, I don't think I do. And I go, well, let me ask you something. Or I didn't say it, but it's easier for me to say it like this. You say, well, let me ask you something. Who do you shop for groceries at the same place regularly? Oh yeah, I do. I definitely do. And typically, do you see the same same cashier, or same couple of cashiers? So yeah, absolutely, I do. Now, you don't know that person's name, but they see you and you recognize them and whatever. Yeah. But they're not in your phone, are they? No, because you don't know them. But you shop at that location, so follow the money. Wherever you're spending your money, think about those people that you know. You know those people. You may not know them by name, but it's a place to engage them. That is a way to expand your warm market by working with and talking to those people. Now, when you first start off, you want to start with your top 20. And when I say top 20, we're not talking about the 20 people that you want to follow you. Think about the 20 people that you would follow if they got involved in something and asked you to participate. Now, that's going to be your chicken list, okay? But those are the people that are probably going to help you the most in every aspect of your business. Think about it like this. If you know somebody who's already a business owner, don't you think that they understand the cost of doing business? Don't you think they understand the trials and errors of doing business? Don't you think they understand, the blood and sweat that has to go into building a business? Those are going to be the people who are most appreciative of being able to say, oh my gosh, what do you mean it's only $16.99 plus a $49 fee to get started in this? Are you kidding me? When I started my business, it was $10,000 to get started. I'm telling you guys, those are the people that, as you work through your list, those are the people that you want to have as your top 20 people, because they're going to get it. They're going to understand it. And they're probably people who are so sick and tired of doing whatever it is that they're doing, because they probably don't have residual income and they probably don't have passive income. Once you have your 20, don't stop there. Build your list out, and you don't want to prejudge. You really don't. I mean, it just makes sense, guys. Inviting your contacts, you want to have at least 10 to 15 people confirmed for your wow party, okay? Now, all of us who have ever done a wow party understand that no matter what number you invite, they're all not going to show up. It does not matter. It does not matter. But if you want to have at least, and what does the S4S system say? For every wow party, you want to have at least 3 people at your party to get your exposure rate up and to make sure that you're getting the kind of results that the S4S system does for you. You want to make sure you invite 10 or 15. Notice it says confirmed, okay? Now, I know all of us say, well, my friends do what I say to do, or I have power over them and I'll ask them and they will definitely show up and all that. That's great. But I will tell you, every single person who has ever felt or said that way has had somebody who blew them off because they felt like they could. But if you can use confirmations to get your folks in there, trust me, it takes it off of you, and it's using the third-party system. You're able, imagine somebody calling up. Let's say if you were invited to a party or an event, and you were, not really sure you wanted to attend, but then you get a call from somebody who says something like this. Let's just say that it's Jamal, right? So we're calling up and say, hey, Hey, Bob, how are you doing today? My name is Tracy Covington, and you don't know me, but you do know Jamal, don't you? And Bob is going to say, yeah, I know Jamal. What's the call about? Well, listen, Jamal, I know that he had invited you to his project business launch party, and we're just calling to confirm to make sure that we have enough goodies for everybody who's going to be in attendance. And of course, he said that you were a man of your word, and we know that you said yes, but we wanted to confirm because we're actually taking time to really make this an excellent event for him, and we just wanted to make sure we can count on your attendance. So are you going to be there? And I know you have the time and everything, and Bob's going to be like, oh, okay, well, now once you've taken it off of Jamal and you've now added yourself in, or you've added a person who's confirming in as a third party, it actually elevates the importance of the event. So trust me, use confirmations, okay? Use confirmations. We also want you to use the proven invite method. They're in the back office. You can actually see them. And if you haven't investigated those, they're also in your blueprint as well. Get commitments, okay? Do not allow somebody to say, I'll try to be there. And I would counter that by saying, basically, well, I'll try to be there. I said, well, listen, I totally understand that you're going to try to be there, but this is really an important event. Can we actually count on you to be in attendance? Can we count on you to be there 10 minutes early? Now, when you're presenting, of course, Wow Party supplies are important. There's a list of these in the back office. You want to have all your all the things that you need to actually conduct a Wow Party. And I'm not going to belabor our time together by going over these, except the one thing that I will mention is the flip chart is the most important thing that you can have. Because the flip chart keeps you on track. It's the guide. It gives you the words to say. You don't have to, you can read the flip chart for God's sake, and that can be the thing that presents the party for you. Refer to your blueprint manual for details. Now, you also can invest in a Wow Party kit, secret Wow Party kit, and it contains all the stuff that you need for a party. The only thing that I found that I don't necessarily, it's kind of lacking, it might be lacking, is having a relatively individual bowls, I'll say, for somebody, because a lot of times with the little tray, you don't necessarily have enough water available for some of the different products that you're demonstrating. But the Wow Party Kit it's amazing. It's truly worth the investment. And here's what I would tell you guys. It is truly an investment in your business, because if you want to execute a great party with branded items that people are using in the party, the Secret Wow Party Kit is definitely the way to go. And it's actually $119 US dollars. So it's in your back office. You can definitely take a look at it. Now, for distractions, okay? You have all this information listed here, but I want to talk to you guys about something that I've actually seen in parties. And here is the issue. A lot of times we partner together as agents so that we can have more than one agent at a party, okay? Do not be a distraction as an agent in the party. Don't be a distraction. Remember that there is one leader in that party, and it is the expert who's presenting. Whatever that person has denoted or designed to be the party, that is what you're doing. If you're a person who's handing around product or passing around product, please make sure you do it as if you were invisible. Because what's going to happen is that people, because you have a mouth and you have ears, people will try to talk to you if they are confused about something. Do not answer their questions. Direct them to the expert, because that also can be something that is very distracting. You all should operate like a single machine, in sync, well-oiled, gears connecting, rolling, providing a perfect world-class customer experience. And of course, these are the obvious things. Just make sure that you enforce these things. It is okay for you to be a little authoritative without being rude, to make sure that you control the environment in which your spa party is going on. Now, the day of the party, you want to make sure you create an environment. The things that we have is do it at the dining room table if you can, because it's well lit. Always want to have spa water. And that's a bad picture of spa water because generally spa water is water that's infused with fruit or some kind of vegetables. Light snacks, of course, relaxing music, candle, not a ton of candles, don't use Febreze or anything like that. You're trying to create an authentic experience, so make sure that you do so. And of course, the salt and oil station, scrub station, it totally is the star of the show in the pre-spa party, which is what we're talking about. When guests arrive, make sure you do these things and make sure you're intentional about it. Please make sure that you've prepared yourself enough so that you're not scattered. You want to be able to greet your guests with a very relaxed way and give them all the information that they need. You can serve them some light snacks. You can make sure that they have water and everything. It's just the way that it needs to be. Your job is to set up the environment. It is your job. If it's your spa party, take responsibility for that. Remember, the goal is to make them feel comfortable. So please take everything else out of your mind. It's not about how many people are going to buy. It's not about how many people are going to show up. And here's another point, guys. Never, ever, 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 never, ever talk about the people who are not there yet or did not show up yet, okay? Because it's never about the people who aren't there. When people show up, tell them, oh my gosh, I'm so glad you're here. We've been waiting for you. This is amazing. You were gonna get started here in just a moment. If Bobo doesn't show up, we don't care about Bobo. We don't care if he's not showed up. It's unimportant. You invited some heavy hitter who, or you get calls during the party. Oh, I was going to make it, but I can't. You don't need to announce that. You don't need to say, oh, so-and-so, they just called. They're not going to make it. I can't believe that. It's not about that. It is your responsibility to make the people who are at the party feel comfortable, not the people who are not there, okay? Also, while you're in, this is what we call the pre-spa party, you're going to be using FORM. FORM stands for Family, Occupation, Recreation, and Money or Motivation. Let's go over some of these real quick. So, talking about the family, basically open-ended questions. Questions that can't be answered with a yes or no. Where are you from? Does your family live here? You guys can read these questions. It makes sense. Occupation, you want to talk to them about what do they do? Do they enjoy what they do? Are they happy with the kind of work that they do? And the better you get at this, as far as talking about occupation, the better you can get at getting to the crux of what really is making them unhappy in their occupation, or maybe they have challenges with their job or the commute or anything. I mean, you're gonna keep doing this, and the more you do it, the better you'll become at it. Recreation, what are the things they like to do when they're not working? Do they have enough time to do what they want to do when they're not working? And then we can use money or we can use motivation for the end. Where would you like to see yourself in your current career? If money was no object, what would you be doing? If money wasn't an issue. If you had financial freedom, what does financial freedom mean to you? That's another question you can ask as well. And then after you're through that, there's going to be a moment where everyone transitions from the pre-spa party to the actual wild party when we're going into the area where everything is set up. You want to make sure that you start on time. Now, I will tell you that if no one is there, then you may want to delay. But you do not want to disrespect the people that are there on time or early for the people who are not there on time, And trust me, you will garner so much more respect from people if when they're late and you've told them not to be late, you don't cater to the fact that they're late. It just buys you so much more respect with the people who are there. Make sure that you tell your personal story. And here's what I'd recommend. Write down your personal story at least 3 or 4 times and refine it until you get it down to something that is very short and very powerful. Don't necessarily worry about, every time you're changing your story. You want to come up with something very succinct, Hi, my name is Tracy Covington. I just want to let you guys know that I'm a secret agent. I'm a network engineer by trade. Up before secret, I worked 14 hours a day. When my son came along, I knew I needed to change what I was doing, because working 14 hours a day and having a then 5-year-old son didn't really work. So I really put my head down and went to work for secret. And now I only work 4 days a week, about 32 hours a week. And I have all the time that I need initially to go spend time with my son because of secret. Boom, that's it. Just something very short that you've practiced enough so you can refine it into a story that you can just say over and over and over again. And you'll get better at telling it. You'll figure out when to add certain nuances of the story based on who you're talking to and things like that. But you want to make sure, the biggest thing, guys, that I can tell you about anything that pertains to this business is to practice. Practice your presentation. Practice, practice, practice. And of course, make sure you share your why. Now, why are you going to share your why? Because you may say something that touches someone else. I myself am a single dad. And when we used to do Secret Academy in Glen Burnie, there was a gentleman who came to me and said, it really touched me when you started talking about you being a single dad and that your son deserved the same kind of freedom and to have his dad there as much as anybody else did. When you said that to me, Tracy, it really resonated with me, So you're sharing your why so you can relate better to people, so you can actually provide them a reason that they might not have thought about, or maybe they were, not thinking about it, or maybe they thought about it but thought it was kind of silly. You give them validation when you share your why. And again, I'm just going to let you read this, right? Don't be the expert. Read the flip chart, demo the product. Keep it simple and fun. Here's the thing about this. I had the benefit, the wonderful experience of actually having one of the people who created the flip chart in secret be one of the first people who actually did a wow party for us. And it was shocking in a couple of ways. First of all, the person who did this pretty much read the flip chart word for word. Not only did he read it word for word, but he also messed it up on purpose. And I'm thinking, this is a little weird. But when my agent, Chris, who happened to be at that party with me, leaned over and said, this guy, I really like the products, but this guy is really bad at this. I can probably do better than him. And I said, oh, yeah? She said, yeah, I'm signing up, because if he's making money, I know I can make some money. It was like magic. It was magic for him, because it was not about his ego, and it was not about him being a great orator or a great presenter. It was really about allowing people to see the simplicity of the business. So if you're writing in your notes, please write down, keep it simple so that people can say, I can do it too. You've got to do that, guys, because if you get it more complex than that, you're going to shoot yourself in the foot. The flip chart flow is very, very simple. You just follow it. It's laid out for you. I mean, you really don't even, need to have these bullets here. You just follow the flow. If you read the flip chart and you go over it page by page, it's very simple. I would suggest, so that you know what page is coming next, just memorize what pages come next. That way you can do better transitions. For example, when you get ready to talk about the Dead Sea, how many pages in the flip chart do we have that talk about the Dead Sea? If you don't know the answer to that, you probably haven't used your flip chart enough. But those people who have will know that there are X number of pages, and I'm not going to tell you. I'm going to let you figure it out. Okay? And then, of course, after the flip chart is the application process. That's when you put the flip chart down, and then you talk about, we call it the close or the opening, depending on who you've talked to about that. So the closing of your wow party, okay? And again, we say close, but it could also be opening, right? You want to share preferred customer benefits, and actually it should say VIP benefits. This is an old slide. Up to 60% discount. Okay, so up to 60%. And do you guys have a number that you throw out? I normally throw out anywhere from 50 to 60%. 50 to 60%. You want to share with them a regimen, share with them the holiday gifts. Here's a question. Do all customers, do all of our secret customers get a birthday gift? Yes or no? If you don't know that, you may want to study up on that. Which one of our customers get anniversary gifts? Which ones get just because gifts? There's things about this that you can actually know. And what about special holiday discounts? Does everyone get a personal shopping suite? These are things that you need to know if you're going to share them. And then, of course, you're going to share the agent benefits. You know, you share all the VIP benefits plus. See, an agent gets all the VIP benefits plus. Now, the one benefit that they don't get that customers get is the referral bonus. The referral bonus used to be enroll for, pay no more for both customers and agents. Now, the agents still get the enroll for, pay no more, but the customers get a referral bonus. Slightly different. You need to be aware of that. Products are at the lowest price when you are an agent. You get the lowest price point of our 3 price points that are available. You want to start part-time around an income. You don't want to quit your job to become an agent. We want you to start off part-time. You know, and I've heard, here's one of the phrases that I heard. How would you like to be able to start your own business without changing what you're currently doing for your income? How would you like to start your own business without currently changing what you do to earn money full-time? You know, those are the kind of phrases that get people's attention. And of course, we have unlimited income opportunity. And when I express the unlimited income opportunity, the things I talk to people about is the fact that if you're trading time for money, you can't create more time. You just can't. You know, you have to sleep at some point. And if you're working for an hourly wage, your wage is exhausted once the hours are no longer available. So you have unlimited income opportunity with us here at Secret. Collect the application. You always ask for the business. Ask people, well, you know, don't just host a party to have fun. You're in business to get the orders. Don't be afraid to ask for the orders. Treat Secret like a business and it will pay you like a business. Treat Secret like a hobby and it will cost you like a hobby. Not that it will pay you like a hobby, it will actually cost you like a hobby. Here's a great technique. Ask questions and then be quiet. Ask questions and then don't say another word. Because if you're the person, whoever talks first, essentially in that conversation kind of loses. You know what I mean? So ask questions and then let them talk. Don't talk over people. Don't let them rope you into talking when they should be talking, okay? Ask them questions like, what did you like best about what you saw? Did you see a way to recoup some of those hours that you've been spending working overtime? Do you see a way to be able to fund that college tuition that you're so anxious about funding with Secret, an opportunity with us? Would you like to get those products at wholesale or VIP pricing? You know, and trust me, when you give people a choice like that, it really opens up their mind. You know, so would you like to pay full price for the products, or would you like to get 60% off? Because it's a no-brainer, but we don't actually verbalize it. And trust me, if you can get your customers saying those words, they will sell themselves. Because as they're talking, they're also hearing themselves say the words. Okay? Always book a party from a party. That way we talked about this, you never run out of contacts. You can also offer free products, and instead of promoting the enroll for, pay no more, you want to promote the referral bonus, for that. There are actually 3 stages in presenting. I apologize, my slides pop up in the wrong order. So the first is that you open by opening. And what you're really trying to do, guys, please take this down in your notes. What you're trying to do is you're trying to open the door of receptivity. You're trying to make them receptive to what you're about to show them or talk to them about. The best way to do that is by making friends, by becoming a friendly person. You want to, and it doesn't tell you this here. I mean, form is part of it. You want to ask some questions, but at the same time, you want to reach for the heart before you reach for the hand. Reach for the heart before you reach for the hand. People don't care how much you know until they know how much you care. And if you can show them that, you will win every single time. Every single time if you can do that. Stage 2 is what we've been talking about, presenting the information. And then, of course, when you close, this is just a reiteration of the things that we talked about. Now, I want to point something out here, because if you'll notice on stage 3, number 3, it says overcome all objections. That is actually in the wrong place. The reason for that is because when you are beginning your presentation, when you are beginning the opening phase, you should automatically be addressing objections during your presentation. You know, and you can ask questions like, you know, if the products could do this for your skin, would that be something that you'd be interested in participating in? If the products could do this for your child, is that something that you feel like would be worthwhile? You know, because what you're doing is you're actually overcoming the objections up front. People always talk about cost when they haven't seen the value. You build the value by overcoming the objections up front. Overcome the objections. Okay? You receive their payment, and then you promote the next event. And we haven't talked about either one of those just yet, but I'd like to talk about them now. As a great technique that you can use when you're actually helping somebody fill out their form is get their driver's license from them, get their credit card from them, so that you can do the writing. Because it's natural. If you say to somebody, okay, well, let's get you started, and you reach for their driver's license, they're going to give it to you. And you're going to say, well, where would you like to have your products sent to? Or where would you like to have that commission check sent to? You know, they're going to tell you, I want it sent to my home. I wanted to send to my home, or I wanted to send to my P.O. box, or, you know, so you really want to address those things with them. And make sure that you always promote the next event. We actually have an entire training on promotion. You know, because what happens is, if you want a ball to keep rolling, it has to keep going in a circular motion, meaning it has to pick up ground as opposed to, it has to be accelerating rather than slowing down. You know, and just like today, we had a gentleman who was at our party, and he was here and he had to leave because you know, his son was here, and you know, we said, hey, we'll see you again. We'll let you know when the next event is, so that you can actually come and get some more information. You know, and he's churning. He knows that this is a good fit for him, because when we asked him one of those questions about what did you like best about what you saw, he actually found some things that he liked. And I asked him, I said, hey, you know, do you see that there's a possibility of a good fit for you here in secret to build your financial future? And he said, yes. Well, you know, he's going to think about that while he's driving home, you know? So again, make sure you overcome the objections, guys. Successful opening, introduce your presenter. If it's not you, we've got a new set of agents, Tara and Jermaine. They're awesome at doing the introduction. They've done so great at the parties. We've done several parties for them. They're in the S4S system right now, and they're executing parties like crazy. They do a great job at introducing introductions. Believe 100% that the people are going to get started. Don't have self-doubt, because it exudes from you. You know, assume that everyone wants to get started. Assume that everyone's going to get started. Assume that everyone wants to participate. You really only have one chance to make the first impression. So it's up to you to be very precise in controlling your anger and controlling your anxiety, in making sure you smile and have great eye contact and have a gentle touch on the shoulder or on the elbow to build trust. Make sure that you have the appropriate attire. I won't say business attire, but I will say the appropriate attire based on what you're presenting. People, and again, I said this, people don't care how much you know until they know how much you care. Make sure you use form with them. Always be prepared. Always be prepared. And, you know, have your documents, laminates for sure. For those of you that don't have an iPad, make sure that you have a book or some kind of method for showing the before and after pictures. You know, people are so excited about the before and after pictures. And here's the thing. Learn the stories. Learn the stories about the before and after pictures. Learn the stories that other agents are using, because stories sell. Facts only tell. You know, and here's the thing. You have the power to change their listening. Always begin with a trial case. This is an excellent statement. If anybody, I'll give you a second to take this down, because here's what you're saying. Today, I'm going to give you enough information to make an educated decision on whether Secret can help change you and your family's financial future. Since we're both taking our time to go over this today, can you be honest with a simple yes or no when we're all finished? That sets the expectation, and it lets them know that they have the permission to say yes or to say no. Totally. This is one of the greatest tools I've used in getting somebody to not give me that proverbial maybe. I hate that. You know, look them in the eye and give them a firm handshake with this. Use a proven presenting method. Follow the 5 wows in 5 minutes. Wow them with the products first. Always wow them with the products first, because you want them to be thinking about or feeling their hands or their face while you're talking to them, because they're going to sell themselves on the products and on how they feel. Peeling Gel Body Buffer M4, Age Defying Thermal Mask, and Recover before and after pictures. Keep it simple. Keep it simple. Follow the boxes. Read the bullets. Don't be the expert. Answer the questions. Is this simple? Can I do it? And am I willing to do this with my friends, family, and neighbors? These are the questions that people are asking themselves while they're watching you. Is it simple? Can I do it? And am I willing to do this to my friends, family, and neighbors? You want to create urgency and the fear of loss. People don't, well, we already said that. Create urgency and fear of loss. Well, you know, I do understand that you may need to go think about this, but realize that we are building a team every single day. Which would you rather have? Would you rather have a superstar be on your team, or would you rather be the person on a superstar's team? Because we are enrolling superstars every single day, every single hour. And I understand that you feel like you need to wait, but sometimes you just need to take a leap of faith and get involved, because you know, if there's only 200 seats in the theater and you're 201, you're not getting in. You know, and that makes sense to people. Have the app ready. Always expect a special agent or a professional kit. And do you see a way to their hot button? Make sure that you have talked to them or you've investigated enough during the pre-spout party to find out what their hot buttons are. Always ask closing questions and then wait. Remember, if you talk first, you've blown it, because you're waiting for them to participate and engage with you. Use a cushion. Feel, felt, found. Okay, and a lot of people, well, I would say a lot of people, some people don't know about feel, felt, found. You know, somebody says, well, you know, they have an objection, right? Well, you know, I don't have a whole lot of time, so I'm not sure I can do this business. Feel, felt, found would be, here's a response for feel, felt, found. You know what? I know exactly how you feel. I used to feel like I had very little time as well. That's exactly how I felt. But do you know what I found is that now that I've gotten involved with Secret and I've been able to devote as little as 5 hours per week, I don't feel that way any longer. And I've been actually able to replace some of the hours I've been working full-time with hours I'm working part-time for Secret because I've been able to ramp up my income doing so. Persistence wears down resistance. Now, that's a little touchy area. When we say persistence, we don't mean aggressive persistence. We just mean being a person who persists with attempting to, or not attempting, but persists in talking, in presenting, in dripping on someone, in constantly reminding them what you're doing in Secret and the fact that, you know, you're making a great income or you're helping a lot of people. People, once they hear things as many times, it becomes more real to them. Okay, here's a good one. If they're still sitting, they want in. If a person does not get up from the table and says, okay, I'm leaving, they're not done. You know, and maybe they're looking for you to help them find what it is that they're missing as far as a question that hasn't been answered, or maybe you want to put them on a three-way call with someone so that they can see that it's larger than themselves. If they won't fill out the application, close them on the next event. Remember, you want this ball to continue rolling. You don't want it to slow down. The next event is always that next step. Even if they have signed up, you always want to make sure that you get them involved or in tune with what will be the next event. People will not be afraid to follow you when they know you know where you are going. And that's true. You know, people want to be inspired and led. They really do. You know, watch some of the most exciting people that you know of. You know, and I'll tell you, one of the guys that I really admire for his excitement is Antonio Simpkins. He is a guy who just throws it down. He's excited. He's exciting. He excites people, and they follow him. You know, they get involved with that. It's amazing. It's really, you know, don't be afraid to show people that you know where you're going. That is the key. You know, in order to master presenting, you need to understand the first part of influencing. Identification is everything. You want to be able to identify, mirror and match. Make sure that you can find something in common with that person, or put them in touch with somebody who has something in common with them. Open them up to something different. Decision making is 20% logical and 80% emotional. Think about that. If you can get somebody emotionally attached or laughing or excited or in a good frame of mind, it's going to supersede their logic. You know, if that was not the case, half of us would not be involved with people in relationships because we had to get emotional to do so. To get them to say, me too, not so what. That's very important. You want a me too. Head nods are great ways to help people understand this. You know, and you think that would be a great way to do it, wouldn't you? And you're nodding your head while you're saying that. Oh, absolutely, I sure do. They're going to follow you. You know, they're going to follow your affirmative nature, the affirmative way that you're engaging them. Get your prospects in a yes mode. Does that make sense? Yes, it does. Do you see what I'm saying? Yes, I do. Do you follow me? Of course I do. Is that fair to say? Yes, that is fair to say. Remove objections during the presentation. You need to paint them a picture. And WIIFM is what's in it for me. What's in it for me? Remember, guys, you don't have to be great to start, but you do have to start to be great. And you know, it's so true. Take a leap of faith. Let me just tell you something. There are two ways in life that we are led. We are led by one of two things. Either we let our emotions dictate our actions, or we let our actions cause our emotions to happen. And I think that causing your emotions to happen is a much better way than the other way around. So Gee, I tell you, I just think that it's really important for us to be able to engage in such a way so that we can present this information like it deserves to be presented. I mean, we made a commitment to Secret to be agents, to deliver a world-class customer experience, to be a product of the product. Whichever core value happens to be your best core value, you should always engage with that and make sure that you keep that at the forefront of your mind. You know, guys, trust me when I tell you, um, this has been a really fantastic experience. I want to mention two things to you. First of all, the next event. The next event is actually next Wednesday. Same bat time, same bat channel. It's going to be another Secret Academy great. We're going to have one of the top agents in the market presenting the next topic, which at this point I don't know what it is, but I'm telling you, you probably don't want to miss it. It's going to be amazing. I love the secret topics because each time I learn something new, I'm always able to take great notes. Not tonight because I'm actually presenting, but take some really great notes and really understand how engrafting these things into my business really help my business go up to the next level. It's really a pretty great thing. The other thing I wanted to mention to you guys is that the next major event that's coming up, I'm telling you, you guys don't want to miss it. The number one reason why we are in Secret on the East Coast has to do with one person who actually introduced Secret to Ben Bradshaw, and that is Joe Valenzuela. Joe Valenzuela is going to be here next month for our regional. And I don't know if, especially those of you guys who are new, I would say that Joe Valenzuela is kind of like the Warren Buffett of relationship marketing. He knows the facts. He knows how to deliver the information. He is passionate, and you can bring the most skeptical, most deliberately upset, don't want to believe whatever it is prospect at Joe, and by the end of the conversation, they're going, well, I never thought of it that way, and well, maybe I could be a part of Secret. You presented it in such a amazing way. I don't know. I didn't think of it like that. So trust me, guys, you don't want to miss Joe. Joe is the reason why almost all of us here on the East Coast, like there were about 15 or 20 of us that sat on the first secret meeting, I guess you could say, that happened on the East Coast, and it all started from there. So if you get a chance, I tell you what, don't get a chance, make a chance. Make yourself be at the next regional, because I'm telling you, Joe will lay it down for you. He definitely will. And if there's any person that you are scared to, approach with Secret, you need to get him in front of Joe, because he will definitely lay it down. He will definitely. He did that day, and because of that fact, most of the folks who are having some great success in Secret are doing so just because of that one meeting. So just wanted to lay that down and give you guys that little encouragement to come to see Joe. And I want to say thank you for the opportunity to be in front of you in your living rooms and share some information to you. Hopefully what we've talked about is helpful. I don't know if anybody has used the email link to submit a question, which is okay. That's all right too. I don't think I see any questions that anyone has asked. So having said that, if you guys have any, I would suggest you talk to your sponsor. If you have any questions, circle up while you're there in the house and have a good dialogue about how to build your business and how to make the community stronger and Secret better. So definitely. Oh, and by the way, I will say one thing. For those of you, if anybody has gotten any mud soap, I'm sorry, not any mud soap, any mineral soap that's been discolored slightly brown, not white, please make sure that you contact corporate immediately. They will actually replace that soap for you. They had a quality control issue. It's been resolved. And anybody who's gotten them in the past, if you received 4 of them and you notice that they were discolored, let them know. They will send you 4 replacements, okay? So I want to let you know that as well. So having said that, this is Tracy Covington and Perry Hall signing off.